Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're doing well. I wanted to give you some guidance on the reflection papers. I think the guidelines are pretty clear, but if we were in class together, I would stand in front of you and go through them and see what questions you have. And of course, we're not face to face, but if you want to put your questions in the chat the discussion board that I set up, or uh, email me, set up a meeting, whatever, I'm happy to walk through this with you and find out what your questions are. So these are two reflection papers. They're similar. So once you've done the first one, you'll have the format down. And each of them are worth 15% of your grades. So I'd like to make sure that you are paying close attention to really doing a good job on these. The first one, which is due this Saturday, you're going to be reflecting on one ECU professor of sociology's research article set somewhere in the United States. Um, and so I think if you look at the work that's been done by uh, all the professors in our department, I believe we all do something in the United States. So it's your choice. It could be an article, it could be a book. Given the time constraint, it may not be a book, but feel free to choose a book. And here's your mission, which is how would you construct a study on the same research topic that this piece is about, but using a different research method? And choose any research method. It doesn't have to be. I won't be judging you on whether that method would work or not. Feel free to be creative, and I would enjoy hearing. How would you expand on this, for example, if you were going to, continue to do research on the same topic? And I'm going to give you a little bit more on like how to go with that. Now, I believe in the syllabus, I might have said that this needed to be in North Carolina, but given that we've got a smaller faculty and we may not have that many people working on North Carolina right now, um, anywhere in the United States is fine, but North Carolina would be nice. The second one is you're going to reflect on a piece of research by an ECU professor that's set anywhere outside of the United States. And so, how would you construct a study using a different research topic, but the same research method? So, that's the difference, right? You are changing the topic using the same method. The first one, you are using the same topic but a different method. So a couple of differences between these, and that's due October 11th. Look through the writing outcomes in terms of what you're trying to do, because you don't want to throw this together. Since this is a writing intensive class, we're expecting that you do multiple drafts, even though I'm only going to read one of these. We'll have multiple drafts for your research paper. But I want you to do multiple drafts for yourself. I want you to edit, rewrite, reorganize, maybe go back to the article again to see how you're doing. And you can find the CVs, as I had mentioned. I've put those on Canvas for you. You can also find them on the ECU faculty website to look up and see what they've published. It doesn't have to be the most recent article, but for example, if you look at my CV, I've just had two articles come out recently. One is with Dr. Yushka, Dr. Myers, and one of our former graduate students, Daniel Kuntz. And it's about Eastern North Carolina communities, whether or not they are open to renewable energy projects that Duke Energy was considering to use hog waste from hog farms for natural gas production. So that is one that you might find interesting. It's got a little theory that could be a little dense for you, but you don't have to worry about the theory so much. And then the other one that I had come out was about the town of Princeville that I've mentioned to you before, and it's about collective memory and collective memory loss. So check out any of those, as well as many, many others that you can choose from. And I gave you some examples here of like who is working in the United States and who's working internationally. So it's up to you what to choose. Choose something that interests you. That's basically what I would say, and choose something that you understand. If it's just really too dense and too it's got too much jargon in it, to feel free to say, oh hell, and maybe I should look at something else, but don't worry too much about that. This is about 3 pages double spaced. It's 650 to 750 words, and that's also going to include a writing memo, and I'll talk about that in a minute. And so one thing to just point out is that you're not critiquing the professor's work. It's not really a review of their approach, although I am asking you to say, what were the strengths of the research method they used, for example. But I gave you a link for looking at the list of research methods out there that you might choose from. And again, you can be creative. Pretend that you're writing a research proposal. You want a lot of funding, and you need to convince the funder that this is going to be worth their money. If you've been following the news lately, there's not a lot of research funding out there, but there still is some. So, of course, this is just a pretend research project. And then I give you sort of directions for how to do both of the papers. At the end, you're going to be doing this writing memo, which is, I don't want you to say something about the content or how you chose the research method. What I'd like to hear more is how you made decisions in the writing process itself. How did you choose what to focus on? How did you choose certain words? How did you put together your paragraphs? How did you do transitional sentences? How did you edit it? What did you learn in terms of new vocabulary? Those types of things. I want you to just reflect on the writing process. And I gave you a whole list of writing tips, so pay attention to those, such as strive for variety in your wording or sentences. Make sure you pay attention to transitions between sentences or between paragraphs. You don't want it to be choppy or to kind of lose the reader's train of thought here. And then make sure you have a reference list, and I've given you a link to the American Sociological Association style. Some of you may not have used that before because APA is the more familiar one for a lot of you, especially if you're a psychology double major. So check that out. And if we were in class, we would have an exercise about this where I actually give you citations and get you to reformat them in ASA style. So maybe you can do that yourself and see how it goes. And again, feel free to talk to me about it. There's a grading rubric there for you to see what I'm looking for. And I look forward to these papers. I always enjoy seeing what it was students decided to choose. So I know you're going to do well. All right. Thank you.